Performance is nice and smooth. Not even breaking a sweat here. Oh, I can't wait to dive more into this. Okay, this is where it gets exciting, everybody. Like, this is where we really start to see the benefits of this new RG557 handheld. We are back today with just my hands. We're gonna keep this one very short and talk about the RG557. This will be a quick unboxing, look at a few games perhaps, and stay tuned for follow-up content from Zoo Reviews for a full first look, as well as more content from the team this week and weekend. This has to be the most unique Anbernic case I have ever seen in my life. The Ronald McDonald Special. Look at this, you got some like carbon lines going on here, very bumpy. Let's see what we have inside. All right, clean, nice. So the RG557 is very interesting, following up on the RG556, which was probably the most comfortable handheld of last year, having an OLED screen and all that good stuff. This one rocks a new Dimensity 8300 chipset, so that'll be interesting. But we have to wonder, is there one glaring flaw? Because last time it was the joysticks. And here, sent for review from Anbernic, is both the white and the purple unit. So let's take a look at the purple. I'm sorry, let's take a look at the white. Oh, okay. So this appears to have the same shell and ergonomics as the original, which I don't have it here with me right now. But this is just as comfortable as the first one. Oh, that feels really nice. 557, we have a 5500 milliamp hour battery, 2 down-firing speakers. I like that D-pad. That feels good. Face buttons, nice and quiet. Super, super, super quiet. Zero clack. Almost no noise. You have to really push hard there. We have clicky, fairly loud clicky L1 and R1. L2 and R2 are going to be analog. And the D-pad. Oh, these joysticks, though, look pretty small. So before they were Cardinal snapping, pretty awful joysticks the first go around. And I hope these are, well, they don't say they're Hall effect. If you've watched Zoo's early preview video on this 557, there's some sort of Hall effect-like sticks. So these are much lower profile. I didn't like the RG406H for its very high profile sticks. These are very small sticks. This is something you might see on like a little handheld like the Powkiddy X35H, which even the X35H has bigger sticks than this. That is, I mean, I hope that they perform well, but wow, that's gonna need some nubbins. My nubbins are too big for this. Goodness. Okay, so this should be an OLED display on here, and we're not gonna get into specs right now, but they will be displayed on screen here. And looks like we get a screen protector in the box. Now, this is Anbernic's first handheld in what, 3 or 4 months, the first one of this year officially. And people wonder, what is the price going to be on this? Well, we heard early rumors of about $205 USD without the tariffs being factored in. Now we're hearing rumors like on TikTok of it coming in around $230, $240, possibly even $250. But remember, on TikTok, there's often like big coupons and things, so they kind of price high and then just will always have those coupons. So what does that leave us here for in the West? Well, this is definitely creeping on Odin 2 territory, and definitely is Odin 2 form factor style here. But yeah, very lightweight though. I like the weight of that. Oh, that is nice. MicroSD card slot, USB-C, 3.5 headphone jack on the bottom. Along the top, we have a vent for the, what I assume is active cooling here, and the air intake. Power button, volume down, volume up. Looks like we have LED lighting again around the sticks. And then your start and select right there with your Retroid launcher button and your home button right there. All right, let's take a look at the purple. Okay, now looking at the purple, this one actually comes with an SD card, meaning we'll have games on it. 256 gigs on that one. We'll take a look, and here we go. And oh no, okay, so unfortunately this does have that same glossy plastic as the blue here on the purple, and that is just very unfortunate. So this is very glossy plastic. It's going to, you can see, it's going to leave a little bit of residue there. It's fine, but again, it feels like the exact same plastic as the blue RG556. I don't love that. You also have a glossy D-pad that looks like it's smudgy. little tiny joysticks again. They're black this time, and then you have the inverse rainbow Skittles there. But the face button play and travel feels pretty solid there. It seems like they get the D-pad and the face buttons right most of the time. So people talked about with the Retroid flip, seeing the exposed ribbon cable, you can see that here as well. Just the nature of having a transparent shell. You can see all the parts, which is also kind of cool. So you can see where the fan is and where a lot of your electronics are stored. Oh, and here's another difference on this. Let me get the microphone going here. So the R2 on this one, definitely mushy. Possibly, I guess, Hall effect L2, R2, but the left has a different tension to it. It's very slight. But yeah, the left, bit of a stiffer tension than the right, which this feels more natural. Let me see and compare on the white here. Okay, these are even. Those are even on that one. And the face buttons are even on this. So yeah, the purple unit, this one seems to have a little bit of quality control difference on it. And now again, when we get early units from Anbernic, they are always pre-production units, so there are slight variations that may occur between this and the final retail one that you will get. These should be like 95% of the way there. So Anbernic, if you're watching this, please take a look at your shoulders and your face buttons, make sure everything is good. And if possible, if there's still time, can we please get bigger sticks, or at least include maybe some joystick nubs that will fit this size joystick on there so we can have a little more control, because this is not going to be a fun experience for like FPS or shooters, anything where you need control. I mean, look how shallow those sticks are, which means it's technically pocketable, but this is, again, probably too big to really pocket. So that is just very unfortunate. But people have been really looking forward to this one. And the Dimensity 8300 chipset does do well, like 20 to 30% better on paper in performance, in single and multi-core score, versus the Retroid Pocket 5 and RP2 Flip with that Snapdragon 865 inside. And it's a similar, if you have like an Odin 2, it's definitely similar sizing to that. Here with another high-end Android OLED handheld, the AYN Odin 2 Portal. And here's kind of just a size comparison there. So it's nice and compact. Here's with the RP5. Basically, it's an RP5 with nice grips, so you don't need to add separate grips. Oh, here's this is new. So Anbernic has been absent from the scene for a while, so we wonder what they've been cooking on, and apparently it's this. So new software experience, language choose. Let's do English. Click on the bottom button to open and set up Wi-Fi. All right, so we're gonna turn on Wi-Fi and I'll connect that. But the Dimensity 8300 is exciting because it's brand new territory. It actually, not only does it do 20 to 30% better than the Snapdragon 865, it does almost 70 to 75% better than the original RG556, which had a Unisoc T820 inside. It's a massive leap from last year's product, and it's creeping not close to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that's in the Odin 2 and similar handhelds, but it is definitely on its way to getting there. So this is the most powerful Anbernic handheld to date. We have a whole new ceiling of emulation to test out to see where does this stop. Will it be good for Switch? Will it be good for Vita? In this version update, by the way, version 1.17, it looks like optimize the system, fixed bugs, silent upgrade in the background. Okay. You know what? This should be a great streaming handheld as long as the Wi-Fi works out okay. This white plastic feels great. It's a little squeaky. You can hear that? It's a little squeaky. But, this continues to be just the most comfortable freaking Android handheld. I guess we could do a pocket test while we're waiting. I mean, it is pocketable. Let's see how our system update is looking. So this is on Android 14. See these lines you're seeing? With my eyeballs, I do not see these lines. So rest assured there, that shouldn't be a bother, but capturing it on camera, it's very unfortunate that they have this because it's not gonna make it look that great. So we're seeing it's just above a 60 Hertz display, but what you're probably seeing here then is the PWM pulse width modulation. So if you are sensitive to PWM, that is present on this handheld. Don't love it on this screen. So yeah, same issue on the purple with that pulse width, and it actually gets even worse as you bring the brightness down. So that's as low as it gets, which is nice and dim for an OLED panel. So at full brightness, it's actually very minimal. You can still see it, but it's much more minimal. All right, let's go to Gamepad Tester. We're seeing full range of motion on those joysticks. What we really want to know, at least on the joysticks, do we have the Cardinal snapping fixed? And even though the tension feels different, it is giving us full range on those Hall triggers, which is good. Ah ha ha! No Cardinal snapping. So with these joysticks, you can definitely configure this to dial them in how you want. The screen, though, is very crisp. The AMOLED is very vibrant, on par with what you see on the Retroid devices and AYN. But here's a look at the screen and the viewing angles. As far as heat goes, it's not getting too warm. That is a fairly loud fan. That is louder than the Flip 2. Speaking of the fan, it's on auto right now, so we can do strong. Let's see what strong sounds like. So here's the loudest. Do about 6 inches back, ideally. And here's the quiet setting, cool setting, and auto. So we'll leave it in auto. I don't see off the bat any performance adjustments you can make here. You can enable it actually. Here's the CPU. Okay, here it is. So high performance mode actually is right there. Now we should be able to leave this off for the most part so the governor does its thing, but we'll see. Looking in the menu here, you have your usual Anbernic menu items. If you want to see what is beneath there, you have all these you can enable if you want. And let's hop into Call of Duty Warzone. Why? Why? Why does nothing work? So this may be a Tinker special, meaning that with a little love, we'll get there. Now can we do Warzone? Let's see. Now the system's been updated. Nope. All right, so let's hear the speaker. Speaker's okay. There's no real bass or like feeling there. The mids are solid. Definitely a lot in the high end. It's okay, and it gets pretty loud, you know. Okay, so they do have games pre-scraped there. PS1 and 64. So if you buy it with games or an SD card, it looks like this should all be ready. Let's see if PS2 works. Performance is nice and smooth. Not even breaking a sweat here. Oh, I can't wait to dive more into this. Okay, this is where it gets exciting, everybody. Like, this is where we really start to see the benefits of this new RG557 handheld. This seems to be a nice focused upgrade from that, minus the sticks, which don't appear to have any Cardinal snapping to them. So love to see that. Just need some joystick caps on here. Yeah, they're not ideal, but they are very easy to control, low profile, and ergonomics, yeah, feel great in the hand on this handheld so far. Okay, a quick update on God of War 2. We actually have this running at a 3.5x native. 4x was getting a little bit of slowdown, but 3.5 we're able to do okay for the most part. Fantastic. I love that their front end is just configured to work like right off the bat. Look at that. Love that. Love that. So we got a mushy D-pad. Okay, here we go. Now we're getting going. All right. Yes. Sweet. Got you for 3 minutes of playtime. So believe it or not, look at this. They included Wii U on the SD card here. Apparently already set up. Let's do some Spider-Man. Got some Simu running here. It just works. That's crazy. So still compiling shaders, but yeah, it feels fluid. It is a whole new world, everybody. I want to play so much more now. Okay, so yeah, this is really comfy. Let's wrap up. We have, again, so much game testing to do. I know that doesn't even barely start to touch on the performance that we can get out of here, but stay tuned, be patient with me and us as we get our content going here. Okay, so what did you all think of the RG557 from Anbernic? So far, this one has a lot of mixed feelings from me. The sticks, why? The D-pad, I'm very happy with. Shoulders, kind of loud, We had some quality control differences between the L2 and R2 on both of them, but alright. Speakers, they're okay, but they get loud for you. It gets very bright. Unfortunately, we have that PWM issue there, which just looks terrible on camera, but unless you're affected by it in real life, shouldn't be an issue, but not great, not great. It gets nice and dim, nice and bright. Performance so far, haven't even made it sweat yet. Fans, fairly loud, but with the performance on tap here, we might not need to use them a ton. So far, I've not had any heat or warmth happening here. Very lightweight handled, happy about that. Yeah, again, the sticks really are just a downgrade as far as the size, but an upgrade as far as the usability. So you take some, you lose some, but I feel like this maybe isn't quite ready or isn't quite baked. Also, tons of software glitches and bugs throughout. I cannot get Call of Duty Warzone to work yet, so more testing there. I've done the system update, so I need to keep trying. I can't get GeForce Now to map the controls yet, and so I might need to do like touchscreen mapping. That's not ideal. There's probably some OTA updates that need to happen here for this to be fully ready to go, but nice and lightweight. And overall, yeah, this is Anbernic's most flagship handheld. Feels a little janky to me, but I like the white colorway. I don't like the glossy shell once again on the purple. What do you think? Let me know. Stay tuned for more. And once again, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subs who make everything here possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 a month. Join us in the Discord to chat and play games, and join us on the next one where we're going to be talking about the Retroid Pocket Classic and also more of the Retroid Pocket Flip 2 and more of this Anbernic RG557. We have 3 new Android handhelds to be excited about and talk all about. Stay tuned for Zoo's video, for bands content, for Andrew, our website team. We're going to be back with you shortly. Until the next one, this has been Stubbs with RH saying, take care of those handhelds, everybody, and each other.